door has
25. Roll the door open
The
and
door
engage
has
the
opened.
door stop, Felix.
What person in their right mind would find themselves alone but for a disembodied voice over 24 miles above the Earth?
Slide the seat forward.
The highest manned balloon flight was just a preamble to becoming the first human being to break the sound barrier without a vehicle. Felix Baumgartner, Fearless Felix, has made a career out of pushing the boundaries of human flight. We're told the entire event took place in the name of science. Before the long ascent in a specially designed capsule, Baumgartner's body had been fitted with a multitude of sensors to record his heart rate, blood pressure and other vital life signs to monitor how the human body copes with sustained freefall and supersonic acceleration or deceleration.
Keep your head down.
To stop his blood boiling, his lungs exploding and his body disintegrating, he wears a pressurized suit, and the whole thing is funded by a soft drinks manufacturer.
Start the cameras, and our guardian angel will take care of you.
Felix Baumgartner, why did you want to do this?
Well, you know, I always have been a very competitive person, and since I was 16 years old I started skydiving, and I always wanted to push the limits, and that's the reason why I was working on this so hard.
Sure, but it's not like competing at tennis or at pool or at, you know, a running race, is it? I mean, to put yourself on the edge of space, miles and miles up, I mean, that's completely different.
It is, but this is what makes it so unique and challenging, because if you look at my background as a base jumper, at a certain point I kind of felt there's no challenge left, because I've done all the highest buildings in the world and a lot of other base jumps, so at a certain point I felt kind of lost and not being challenged anymore, and working on Red Bull Stratos has been a total different ballgame, because I had to learn everything from scratch. I was not a scientist, I was not a properly trained astronaut, so I started everything from zero, and that was the challenge.
What's it like when you're up there, all alone, looking down on the Earth from a tremendous height? What's it like?
Well, when I was standing outside, it was a very calm and quiet moment, very peaceful. The view was totally outstanding and unique, but at the same time you realize everything around you is very hostile. I could not stand there for a long time, because as soon as I disconnect my oxygen hoses from the ship system, I only breathe out of my oxygen bottles, which are located on my backpack, and they're providing oxygen for 10 minutes, so I had to go off as fast as I can.
As you say, you could have got this view from just looking at pictures, but you felt you somehow had to see it yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I have seen all the footage that we created on that day, and I have to say it's really unique footage, but it is nothing in comparison with what I saw. I saw it for real, you know, and I think I'm the only person in the world who had that image in my mind.
But when your body's spinning in the way that we've seen it spinning from the footage, you could black out or something, couldn't you? Anything could happen.
Well, you could black out, or mostly you could red out, because if you have a flat spin, blood goes into your brain, and that's what we call a red out. But we had safety equipment. We developed safety equipment for that kind of fatality, you know. So we had a G-force meter, which is constantly measuring your G-force on your body, and if it goes over a certain limit, it fires a drogue chute, and that drogue chute will pull you out of the spin.
What have we learned from it?
Nobody really thought before that it is possible as a human person to break the speed of sound. So we proved that to the whole world. And again, you know, nobody really thought a safe bailout from 130,000 feet and re-entry is possible or survivable. You know, we also were testing the next generation spacesuit.
What do you want to do next, then?
Breaking the speed of light.
Oh, we'd like to see that very much.
No, honestly, I think it's time to move on, you know. I want to inspire the next generation, and maybe in 40 years, there's another guy calling me up and says, Mr. Baumgartner, I want to break your record. So I would support that guy. And in the meantime, I'm flying helicopters. I'm also a commercial helicopter pilot, and I want to put my knowledge into public service and work as a firefighter or rescue people from mountains, because again, that means I'm in the air and this is where I belong to.
Mr. Baumgartner, thank you.
You're welcome.